The Bausffs just got banned after going on a multi-game loss streak with easily double-digit deaths. I'm going to go over why I think he was actually potentially inting on purpose in those games, and whether his ban was deserved or not. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh yeah, sure, the boss averages over 11 deaths a game, but he's still putting a lot of damage on the map, getting turrets, getting CS, and he, in many ways, carries a lot of games. I mean, look at this gold advantage graph here. But I have some evidence that could suggest otherwise, and there is actually some speculation and some Reddit posts recently about is the boss inting, because he just got banned for inting, as I'm going to show, on his master's account with a 50% win rate on it, but then he has a challenger account with a 62% win rate and a far better KDA. So I'm just going to go over all of this evidence and my take on it, and whether I think the boss's ban was deserved, and what's actually going on in this situation. Okay, and of course I want to show you first off just a clip of the boss getting banned. So you can see kills deaths. He's 97 deaths in 9 games total, so he's averaging well over 10 deaths a game. And this is just a clip of him reacting to his ban.
That is just so fucking annoying. Fuck me, man. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you can tell he's pretty unhappy about it, obviously. And this ban was actually later rescinded. As you can see, he has been playing on this account quite a bit recently. But then I'm going to go over this Reddit post. And I've actually been thinking about this before the Reddit post came out, but this is a Reddit post saying the Bausffs easily hits challenger on a second account. And then in this post they say, it surprised some people that the boss hit challenger, but then it also makes it look like he's just inting for content on his main account. And so I'm actually going to be investigating, is he inting? Is he not? It's really a difficult thing to say. But when you look at the difference between his main account or highest elo account and his other account, it's actually astounding, and it does show something about his gameplay. Now, I don't hate the boss as a person. I think he's a pretty good person. He's a pretty good content creator, and he has actually a pretty good mental, and is pretty good at the game in many ways with a very unique playstyle. But when you look at this account, which he has been playing on recently and hit challenger on, he averages 6.6 deaths, 6.6 kills, 8.2 deaths, and 5 assists. And then when you look at his other account, he averages less kills, a lot more deaths, 3 more deaths, and less assists. Is this just a coincidence? I don't know. He's been playing about 100 games on both of his accounts, and this one was in lower elo too. It just doesn't make sense to me. And so this is why people think he was actually inting. And I have to agree with this. How do you go 2-18-0 without a little bit of inting, okay? He solo died 8 times to Cassante, or maybe other people too, but it's just horrible. Obviously, he was ganked a lot, and he had some other issues. But he soloed through it for his team. I can't even blame his team for reporting him in this case, even if he wasn't intentionally feeding here. He soloed through the game for his team. And I don't know, people could be arguing that he just performs worse on his, his stream because he's got chat pestering him and whatnot. But I don't know, is that really big enough to cause someone to perform like this and have such a lower win rate even in a lower elo? In my opinion, it's just pretty unlikely. And yeah, the boss is obviously an underestimated player, but is he underestimated because he's inting, and that's what people think he's him actually trying? Because I think he's actually underestimated because he ints all the time. He has had some patented, horrible troll builds. He's played lethality and AP Volibear in the past. He's played a bunch of random stuff. He averages over 13 deaths on Quinn with only 3 kills and 5 assists, and he has a 66% win rate. He is not caring about dying a lot, and I have to admire him in some ways for that. But you have to wonder, is he inting? And this KDA definitely suggests some of that. And now, when I look at the general community consensus, it seems like no one thinks Boss is actually inting. This is Midbeast's comment section of a video where he talks about how Boss got banned. And the worst that people are saying about him is Boss is a player you can watch, but you would never actually want to play with him. And I agree with this, definitely. And some things people say here too is he doesn't care about anything. He literally thinks every game is just him playing for fun. And I think that there's definitely some truth to that. he doesn't sweat quite as hard as some of these other like challenger players do. But is he a natural intentional feeder? That is really the question here, and that is difficult to say. People say it's up to him being stream sniped and camped. I don't know. Is it just fanboy stream sniping and camping him? I really can't say, and I don't want to make it a definitive decision. But here's some other things I want to let you all know about. So he has been banned for intentionally feeding multiple times in the past. I believe they've always been reversed or usually been reversed. But this is him 2 years ago, and then this is him in Korea pretty recently. So, I mean, he is obviously just the most well-known injurer, the most or well-known bad KDA player who just goes to troll builds and plays for fun. I mean, he does not care about his teammates. He just plays what he wants to when he wants to, and you have to admire him for that in some ways. But you might have to also dodge if you get him on your team and you're a high elo EUS player. So, as it stands, my opinion would be it's possible he was inting and or just doesn't really care for content, but that's nothing new. A lot of people already do that. I don't know. It really seems like, though, like he can climb a lot higher than he did on this account if he actually tries. So I would love to see him actually try on stream instead of just start trolling a little bit. Does he deserve to get banned for it? I don't know. Since Riot Games doesn't usually ban people who are actually intentionally feeding, banning the boss just because he doesn't try as hard as some other players is a bit interesting, but as for whether he should be banned or not, that is really a subjective question. I don't think there's necessarily an answer to that, and no one can know what was actually going on inside of his mind. He got unbanned, so obviously Riot Games thinks it was an unjust ban, and I don't have any necessarily qualms with that agreement. And I'm going to end this video with Tyler1's reaction to learning the news.
I don't know who that is. I think you're talking about the Scion guy, maybe, but I don't really know who he is. He got banned? Good. Hope it's permanent.
So that is Tyler1's reaction to it. Most people don't agree with that, but let me know about what you think. Is Tyler1 right on the situation? Is everyone else right? Like, what do you think? Was he actually intentionally feeding? Is he so bad that he should just be banned? I don't know. Like, let me know. I think that it's a very complex issue, and I'm not qualified to answer it. Just give you the facts and look at some of the situation.